Guys, I figured I would just pop on here and address some comments that I've had that were not so nice, or just out of curiosity asking questions. There haven't been too many nasty comments, thankfully, but I figure there was enough that it was worth addressing. I have explained most of it in prior videos, but if you're new here or you just happen to see one of the videos, maybe this will clarify. And let me clarify that. Not that I feel like I have to explain myself, but, I figured it would be beneficial to some of you who were not necessarily being cruel, but just didn't know some of the things. So, some of you have said that I should go get a job. Well, I am disabled. I am disabled enough that Social Security has declared me disabled, and so I am officially retired. I was a dental assistant between my internship and my training and my career for almost 30 years. It was a great time. I love what I did. There were some stressful aspects of it, but I really did love helping people. I had various positions. I ran a whole office by myself. I was a sole employee, and I was also head clinical assistant in another office. And then my last position where I was injured, that was probably the staff that I was the closest to. We were like family, I felt, and I'm still friendly with most of them. So there's that. I have had times in raising my children where they weren't being properly supported by their fathers. Actually, I shouldn't say fathers. My older child always was properly supported. My younger child, not so much, and I'm not going to really get into that. So, to make ends meet, I worked 2 and 3 jobs. It wasn't easy, but I did it. So, I'm no stranger to hard work. So, I did work. And I do still work occasionally. I work gig jobs. I do Instacart or DoorDash, and when I feel well enough, I can log in for a few hours, make a few dollars here and there, and it really does help to supplement our income. I cannot always do that because from day to day, I don't know how I'm going to feel. My disabilities, they make me very unpredictable. That leads us to our next question. What are your disabilities? So, I have multiple, like I have said before. I have what's called intractable migraines, which means that I get severe enough migraines. They are sometimes 4 to 5 times a month if it's bad, and they last anywhere from 2 to the longest one was 11 days. No medication so far has helped them. I do take magnesium. They are resistant most of the time to ibuprofen and Tylenol. I've had to go on steroids quite a bit when it gets to like the 9th day because I need to break the cycle, the inflammation. So, different types of light bother me. Different things trigger it, heat. Being dehydrated, so I'm always drinking water or something. Stress, certain types of light, like I said, fluorescent bulbs, staring at screens for too long. So I have my screen on my phone set very dim most of the time because of that, and when I get a migraine, I just won't be on my phone. I won't watch TV. I'll listen to music if I can. If I can tolerate it. Most of the time I just have to lay down, put cold compresses on my head. I've even had it affect my vision in very severe cases. I was driving one day a couple years ago and the vision of my left eye just left and it went all wavy. It was the weirdest thing ever. So that's happened a couple times, not in the same eye. So that's one of them. The other one is ulcerative colitis. There is no rhyme or reason to when it hits me. I could eat one thing one day and my body will handle it just fine. And then the next week I'll eat the same thing and my body will be like, So yeah, I have ulcerative colitis. I do have flare-ups that are so bad I can't leave my house for fear of an accident. I have something called, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, I think it's cyclic vomiting. That means if I get like a stomach virus or something makes me nauseous, my body goes into a cycle where it just keeps heaving. It's awful. I'm not sure if I'm explaining it right, but I was in the hospital, about 6 months ago with a stomach virus, and I just couldn't stop. It was awful. I know I keep saying it's awful, but it is. I had to call an ambulance because I had become so weak and dehydrated, and I stayed in the hospital for most of that day. And then I was released after I was treated with nausea medicine and different types of things, fluids, IV fluids, and pain medicine for the headache that I was starting to get from being dehydrated. And oftentimes one thing will go into the other. And I do have nerve damage in my right hand. I cannot feel half of my 3 middle fingers, these guys. It's very tingly, and it's my dominant hand, unfortunately. And I have had surgery, I've had lots of physical therapy, and nothing's going to bring it back. And some days it's really bad. I have weakness, I drop things, I cut myself. So that is a nuisance in and of itself. So there's that. I also am diabetic. That in and of itself is not a disability. I do have it controlled. I have high blood pressure that is controlled as well. I am severely iron deficient. That's not part of my disability, but it does make me very sick. And I'm having treatment for that right now in the form of iron infusions. I cannot take iron orally because of the colitis. I also have fibromyalgia. I've had that since I was 28, and since I've been older, it's been pretty bad. I have disc damage in my lower back and in my neck, as well as arthritis in my neck and both of my hands, especially the one that has damage. So the arthritis in my neck is pretty bad. The disc damage is caused from a car accident from a few years ago. So, other things that are not a disability necessarily, I have GERD. I take meds for that. But I don't try to let any of it get me down. I just do the best that I can. So, the migraines and the colitis and the fibro, sometimes it's like every part of your body is on fire. Your nerves are just pain everywhere, and it feels like you're coming down with the flu. So, it makes it hard to do anything when that flares up. And again, I don't know when any of this is going to flare up, so it makes me very unpredictable. So those are my disabilities, and I do not receive any type of public assistance. For a little bit, I did receive some food stamp benefits, but I do not anymore because when my disability came through, I put my income $123 over the income limit from my family size. So that's why I go to the food pantry from time to time, and I try to keep very well stocked up with food in our house. I like to keep a 4 to 6 month supply, because when I was pregnant with my son, I was all alone and we were very food insecure. It was awful. And again, I know I say it was awful, but it was. I mean, we were eating cheese and crackers. I'll never forget that time, and I don't ever want to go through it again. So the other question is, am I a lesbian? Somebody had said that. Because, when you're dealing with so many chronic illnesses, and you're taking care of a family as well, sometimes you just don't have time for glamour. I am always clean. I always shower. If I don't feel well enough, I wash myself up, and I put on fresh clothes. Oftentimes I will shower at night. Excuse me, guys. Oftentimes I will shower at night, and in the summertime I sweat quite a bit, and I sleep, and my hair will look funky. It's easier just for me to put my bangs back in a headband, brush my hair, and put on one of my caps and just go do what I gotta do for the day. Of course, if I want to look nice, I can look nice. You guys have seen me look good in some of my videos. Some of you are so kind to say I still look good anyway. I have rosacea. I like to let it breathe without makeup quite a bit, because if I wear makeup too many days consecutively, it'll flare really bad. So yeah, I am not a lesbian. This is the reason why I wear that. Because it's just easier. You know, I have a couple cute ones, like this one says bad hair day, because if you saw me without this cap on, you would see it would be a bad hair day. Let's see what else. Somebody had commented about how could I afford to have my nails done and still be low income and go to the food pantry and all that nonsense. Okay, I don't know if I ever mentioned this before. I mean, most of the times when you see my hands in the videos, my nails are not done. The past couple of months, I have started to do my nails myself again. Back in the pandemic, I started to use Color Street nail strips, and what that is basically dry nail polish, and you kind of trim it to your nails, and it stays anywhere from like 7 days to, I've had it as long as 14 days. Like the set that I have on now, it's a French manicure set. It looks like I did have it done rather in a salon. It's beautiful. I did it for Gianna's graduation, and my nails have grown. Yeah, this I did myself, and some of them are such nice sets, and when my hands are not bothering me, and I can get them trimmed up nicely and shaped to my nail, you would think that I did have my nails done. So yeah, that's what I do. The sets range anywhere. If I can get them on sale from my friend who is a sales rep for them, I can get some sets for $5. The most expensive one I think was $14. But you can, if you keep your nails short, that is, you can sometimes get 2 sets out of them. So that's a pretty economical way to do your nails. So there you go. I do not pay to go have my nails done. I used to when I was working and I could afford it, but I couldn't always afford it. So this is a way that I can make myself feel pretty, and they look nice, and I can't believe I've had this set on for 3 weeks. And if you want to know more about that, I can refer you to my friend. So there's that question. And someone else had said that I rambled on and on and on in one of my videos, and it was almost a half hour, or blah blah blah. They shouldn't have to listen to a video or watch a video for a half hour for me to get to my point. Okay, this is my channel, and I will talk about what I would like to, as much as I would like to, for as long as I would like to. And I'm sorry if that bores some of you, and I'm sorry if I ramble and the subject switches round and round and round. But, you know, part of having fibro and part of being my age, I'm in menopause, I get brain fog. Also with the anemia. So I might lose track. You know, it's not the end of the world. I've said it many times before. I'm not for everyone, and everyone's not for me. So if you don't like it, you don't have to watch. I'm sorry to be blunt. That's just how it is, kids. So that is pretty much, that's pretty much it. Oh, yes. My family consistency. So I've had this channel for, almost 3 years. The first year of the channel, I was still with my ex-fiance. He and I were together for 6.5 years, and things just didn't end up working out. I'm not going to get into it. And he left. So, yeah, for the past almost 3 years, it'll be, actually, no, I'm sorry. It'll be 2 years that he's been gone this December 1st. So, you know, that's what my family consisted of. My 2 children, my elderly disabled sister, my cats, of course, and him. And, you know, about 3 months after, actually it was longer than that. How many months was it? Let's see, December, January, February, March. 4 months. 4 months after my ex-fiance left, my friend Steve and I started to see each other. and it has been the most wonderful thing, not without its trials and tribulations, just like everything else. It's been the most wonderful thing ever. He is my love, and I'm so grateful for his presence in my life. So we are not married, we're not engaged. This is a promise ring that he gave me for our anniversary. It's really cute. It has his birthstone, which is the pink tourmaline, and the emerald, which is mine. And you can't see it, but it's got our names engraved on either side of the stone. So it's very simple, it's petite, and I like it because I can wear it most of the time. So that is what my family composition is. And we live in a very old house. It's 120 something years old. Yeah, it's subdivided into 3 apartments. We live in the largest one. It's 3 bedrooms. The loft upstairs is my son's room. I have the master bedroom. My sister has a small bedroom. My daughter will come back and forth between my house and her father's house. She moved out last August to live primarily with her dad a few miles away because she had some issues with her brother, and I was very sad that happened. So some of you have asked about that, but she does come by and she will stay with us from time to time. She's very close. She's less than 10 minutes, and I talk to her every single day. And before she moved out and I had her bedroom, that was her room, and I would sleep on a pull-out couch in the living room, and I did that ever since they were babies because I wanted everybody else to be comfortable and have a bedroom. We have great neighbors, one in the back, one in the side. We live right down the street from a bay beach. The neighborhood can be a little questionable at times, so we just have to be careful. The rent here, it is a little higher than I'd like, but right now for something comparable to what we have, it would probably be anywhere from $200 to $600 or $700 more. Some of the apartment, as you guys have seen, is pretty dated. Some of it's all right, but I am grateful to have it. In the summertime, it is way too hot up in the loft for my son to sleep, so he will either sleep on the pull-out with me if Steve's not here, or on a blow-up mattress, whatever suits his fancy. So I hope that answers some of your questions. As always, I am sending some love from New Jersey. Have a great night, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe. Bye-bye.